initiative that's underway right now to help black mothers who are incarcerated in Wayne County Jail. Joining us now to talk about this is LaNier, the Executive Director of Michigan Liberation. Welcome. We're so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Especially here on Mother's Day weekend. This is a time that can mean a lot of different things to different people. If your mother's passed away, perhaps incarcerated, or you're not able to be with your mom. So we know this is just a tough time in general sometimes. Talk to me a little bit about Michigan Liberation and what you guys do.
Yeah, so Michigan Liberation is a group of formerly incarcerated folks, survivors of crime, and folks who are directly impacted by the criminal legal system. We're fighting to end mass incarceration and the criminalization of black and brown families in Michigan and beyond through organizing.
Okay, so specifically when we're talking about mothers, how does that come into play with the organization, and what are some of the challenges that families who are in this situation face?
Absolutely. So we focus on mothers because black women in particular are the fastest growing population of incarcerated folks.
Really?
Yes. In Michigan, on any given day, there are 8,000 people that are incarcerated. 50% of women who are incarcerated have a child under 18, and black folks are twice as likely as white folks to be incarcerated. So when you look at the impact, it's really important that we shed light on that and we try and reunite families, because that equals a safer community.
And we speak often on this show about systemic racism and the litany of things that happen that would lead to more people of color being incarcerated. But it does surprise me to hear black women being the fastest growing population of women who are being incarcerated. Is there any reason to that, or is there any evidence pointing to why that would be the case?
I think that the data shows there are high disparities between races. So I think it's like for every 100,000 folks in the country that are incarcerated, only 450 of them are white, but over 2,300 are black. So black folks in general are going to be incarcerated at a higher rate.
Right.
And then when you look at women as a demographic, that number has gone up drastically in the last 10 years. And of course, that'll be weighted more heavily towards black women.
Of course. So when now it comes to mothers, just specifically, what are you guys doing, and how can people help if you guys are looking for, I mean, just need resources, or what is it that we can do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're bailing out black moms. A lot of these folks are incarcerated due to financial pressures, mental health pressures, and their bail can range between $250 and $3,000. If folks want to donate, they can look us up on Linktree. We're Michigan Liberation at all platforms, where we will offer a collateral-free community bailout and support through adjudication to make sure that folks have the support they need to make it to court, and that communities are ultimately safer, and that we take a bite out of recidivism.
So does this just go to, I mean, paying that bail and then they're able to get out for a short period of time? You mentioned that this there's an effort to help them all the way through the legal system?
Yeah, usually 24 hours incarcerated, you can be at threat of losing your job, your children, your car, and so much more, which makes it very easy for you to get picked up again. And so in order to really reimagine public safety, we have to build in that wraparound service. Sometimes it's an Uber to court, sometimes it's a hot water heater, but community has been making donations for us to be able to meet those needs.
And if you're already facing legal trouble, and the foundation of that was a financial issue, then it makes so much sense that going all the way through that court procedure, it costs more money. And that would make it more difficult for the family if they already were in a bad situation to begin with.
Absolutely. I mean, in 2020, we saw folks who were doing 8 months or more, and their bails had been reduced to $5 or $10. So it often is rooted in financial services. But again, data shows that if folks have those supports to make sure they can make it back to court, they overwhelmingly do.
Wow. We have information, miliberation.org, the website right there on your screen. You can go to that website and learn more. Thank you so much for coming in. That was very enlightening. We want to have you back soon.
Thank you.
Good conversation. Quick break. We'll be right back.